So, today we're going to be making a submarine in Trailmakers. Now, not any submarine, because I want this thing to go, well, supersonic, faster than the speed of sound. Now, this is going to be quite hard, but we've got a few tricks up our sleeves. So first of all, I was, making the base submarine. Now, all you really need for this is just, propellers and just buoyancy. We're going to have a tiny bit of buoyancy because we don't want to, sink, and we don't want to completely float. We just want to be around neutrally buoyant. So yeah. This is quite simple now, at least. We're going to make a very simple submarine, to be fair. And we just want it to go really fast. Well, using any tricks we can, really. So anyway. After building for a little bit, we ended up with this little thing. Now, it uses fins to turn, which are a bit unresponsive. And we got a gyro to stabilise us. I can't remember what they're called, but it stabilises us, basically. And as you can see, we can go pretty fast currently. We go like 200 miles per hour, I think, like max, which is nowhere near Supersonic, which is around 750 miles an hour, I think. But as you can see, it's pretty cool that we can jump out of, the water pretty easily. And I need to turn up the speed of, I need to turn up the stabilizer because we were very stable. But anyway, now as you can see, I added some some more aerodynamics in the front, so now it's more aerodynamic. We can easily break 200, and we can absolutely jump out of the water. I also changed it so instead of using tail fins, which create drag, we're going to be using gyros to turn. It's that easy, and just keep the thing very stable, and it's just nice. We're going to easily turn mid-air now. It's not realistic, but who cares? It's cool. But anyway, now another thing is, now we still weren't going that fast, so I decided to put some aerodynamics on the back of the submarine, see if it would go quicker. And let's just say it went a tad bit quicker. I also had some fins, just for some stability. Also, we could do some cool things mid-air if we had some fins, but if we need to, I'd get rid of them. Now this is a pain, to be honest, as for some reason I added fins, even though I definitely get rid of them if I want to go quicker. And I do want to go quicker, but that's a matter for now. This submarine's purely a test bed, just to see how fast we can go. And you can see we can go like 400, 500 miles an hour, which isn't bad. As you can see, we can also glide almost with these fins. Not exactly realistic, but it's just kind of funny. But yeah, it's actually pretty cool. We can actually have like a good 10 seconds of airtime, and that's going to steadily go up during this video. As you see, we can get quite high out of the water as well, probably like 30 meters. But yeah, it's not going too badly. It's definitely very possible, but we're still not that close to the sound barrier. We're still like 300 miles off, which is bad, but anyway. I was basically just going to not start over, but make this thing look a bit better. Well, not make it look a bit better, but I want it to function a little bit better. Because I want to be able to, crash into something, see how much damage it would do to that thing. But the problem is that, for that, I kind of need this thing to rest on top of the water. So I decided that I'd add some buoyancy. Put the buoyancy on the top, so that bit would rest in the water. And also get rid of, pitch control, and just add a gyro stabilizer, just so we'd always, point forwards, basically. Actually, I did it. Now, I did that, and yeah, as you can see, it hits very hard. I did get rid of the gyro stabilizer though, because it was just not very fun to use if you kind of just had to. It wasn't really a submarine, it was more a boat. But this thing's really cool, especially since it can basically just glide over land for some reason. I don't know, Trailmakers is weird, but it's quite funny. But anyway, I want to start on a more modular submarine. One that's faster. Because you see, the problem is the last one was too tall. It was 6 blocks tall, not 4 blocks, which is how big a seat is. We just want the least aerodynamics we can. So we're going to make this thing 4 blocks tall and just duplicate this back, and now we've got a lot of propellers. As you can see, we go quite quick already. We'd probably break around 200, but yeah, pretty cool. Now, it doesn't have any stabilisation or aerodynamics or anything pretty much, and this seat doesn't have the best aerodynamics either. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. I added in some of the stabilizers and gyros as yeah, I want to be able to turn this thing. And I want to have pitch control obviously, and since it's quite cool. I also added 2 of these things. And I also, added some more. So we have, don't have pitch control right now, but we can always change it later. So it's not that hard. As you can see, you can just glide across the land. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we go head first into this. Yeah. But anyway. Now we currently don't have any aerodynamics, but we're still getting up to quite a good speed. Now adding more engines probably wouldn't help at this point, since it's kind of diminishing returns. But we also can't turn still, and also some of the gyro stabilizers weren't at full power. Which doesn't really matter, we weren't really like destabilized, but every little helps. Now I also turned the gyro for turning to 10, and I added 2 of them, because when you're going at high speeds, especially underwater, it is very hard to turn. Actually, first person kind of wild, because I don't know why, but you just for some reason, I think it's because all the propellers on the bottom, you basically get flung out of the water sometime, and it's just a really bumpy ride. But that doesn't really affect us, you know, we don't really care about that stuff in Trailmakers. But anyway, I added some aerodynamics, and this thing goes seriously fast. It could probably break the sand barrier if we're going in a straight line. That's boring. We don't do cool things, like we jump really high. Like, this isn't realistic, obviously, but we're basically gliding, and we can actually control where we go. Because as you can see, when I do this, we kind of just stop. But that's not even a bad landing, we didn't even lose anything, really. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy. Now, obviously, we've got really good aerodynamics on the front and back. In fact, it looks a bit like a piece of cheese, but that doesn't really matter. Looks definitely doesn't matter for this, it matters more about aerodynamics. And we've got the best aerodynamics you can technically get, so there's not much better we can do. Except add some more engines, at least you'd think. But as you can see, we can do some insane jumps. And as you can see, from we had quite a good run up, but for this, you can quite literally land on top of this mountain in a submarine. We could definitely go over the entire map. We could definitely jump the entire map in this thing, which we will be doing later. But anyway. This thing's just insanely fast. Like, look at this. We're rated 500. We probably break 600. It probably can't break the sand barrier yet, so we're gonna have to make it a bit faster. There are a few ways to do this, which I'll cover in a minute. That's a lot of speed. As you can see, we can literally control where we go. We just point in the direction and we go in that direction. And then this is technically a glider, even though it doesn't have any wings. And as you can see, well, we're hardly gliding since we lost so much speed, but it's just pretty amazing. But anyway, as you can see, we're going to finally jump the entire map. That's not even that hard, and to be fair, if we make this thing any faster, we'd definitely be able to jump over it easy, quite easily. And then we've got a helicopter. Now, here's how I can make it quicker. I could add more engines. A no drag glitch is a lot easier. Basically in Trailmakers, if you detach something, it also gets rid of the aerodynamics for it. But anything behind that does not get any more aerodynamics. So basically, you can have no drag on the front of this thing. So no air slowing this down. So we basically can accelerate infinitely. I then duplicated it to the back because aerodynamics on the back for some reason matter in this. Eventually, when we press space, we detach all these blocks on the front, and then we just detach all that aerodynamics basically. Now, of course, we're not detaching them from the side or from the top or the bottom, so you will be able to glide and stuff. But we easily break the sand limit, and we're going very fast. Now, technically, we have no top speed, but we'll be able to go as fast as you can accelerate, or as large as the map is. Because if we go too far out, then you just kind of get teleported back, as you can see. But this thing can easily break 13,000 and definitely 2,000. It just takes a bigger run up. But anyway, we're going to see what we can do now. as you can see, it bricks 1700. Absolutely flew upwards. That's kind of crazy. Now the reason we can do this is because the only thing bringing us down is gravity at this point. And of course, as soon as our side starts catching air, then we will have aerodynamics and will slow down considerably. But it doesn't really matter. It's just, well, funny to do stuff like this. And that's why Trailmakers is quite funny. Now, I know you can use no drag glitch to, well, get rid of drag, obviously, but you can use it for planes and everything, and it's quite cool. But it's just funny to use on, well, things like this. So things don't matter. Now, I was going to hit something else with this. But believe it or not, hitting something where you're going 600 miles an hour is very hard. Especially on this thing, you can basically just fly. So, yeah. It was basically impossible, so I just kind of gave up. This thing's just so fast. I mean, it goes so far. Now, I also made a wall to see if we could hit that. No, we actually damaged ourselves, so now we have like a little trail, which is quite funny. But anyway, let's go. And you see, we still missed it. We just went over it, which is annoying, but yeah, we're not hitting anything. Now, I went on a different map just to see if I could do this. So basically, now there are hoops on fire and all. Now, there are hoops of fire on all maps. I want to see if I can get through a hoop of fire just by randomly jumping at the water. See, breaking the sound barrier. I want to see if I can go through a hoop of fire. Now, they're underneath these bridges. As you can see, they just come into a distance. And there we go. Ring of fire, like, gliding to from, like, a good mile. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Trailmakers is quite funny, as you can see. So, bye.